Good evening, everyone. My name is Edgar, and this is Historical Conspiracies. Hope you're having a fantastic day so far, but we're going to shake you up with another mystery. So, without any delay, here is Kardia to bring us our next non-fiction tale.
Continuing on the really intriguing and crazy mysteries, the death of Garreth Williams. Now, he was a mathematician. He worked for M16, and he went missing in 2010. When they took a look in his apartment, they found a gym bag in his bathtub. It was padlocked completely shut, and his body was curled up inside this gym bag, inside this bathtub. After looking into his computer records, the police did find evidence that he was searching for a bunch of stuff about fetishes in regards to being locked up in small spaces. Here's some other facts that we know about the case. We knew that he was a Welsh mathematician. He was an employee of GCHQ, also known as the Government Communication Headquarters, which was seconded to the Secret Intelligence Service, or M16, as I said previously. We know that the police ended up visiting Williams's house on the afternoon of August 2010 for a welfare check. His colleagues had actually reported and said that they haven't had contact with him for several days. Williams's family believes that there was tampering done with the fingerprints. They were wiped off as part of a cover-up. And this is supported by the fact that there was no fingerprints, palm prints, footprints, or any other traces of his DNA on the rim of the bathtub, on the zip of the bag, the padlock that was on the bag, locking that bag completely shut. And the actual key to the padlock was inside the bag with Mr. Williams, who was deceased. We do know that he is estimated to have died on August 16th, about a week before he was found. According to the coroner report, the coroner stated that there were no injuries to his body. There was no signs of struggle at all. And his body was also free of alcohol or any drugs. Even though the Metropolitan Police considered his death suspicious and unexplained, in December of 2010, there was information that was leaked or released that Williams visited a whole bunch of bondage websites. Later on, an expert that was brought in to examine the bag where Williams' actual body was in, the actual bag, not something similar to it, he found that there was no way that the victim could have locked it. The police did find that the heat had been turned up in Williams's apartment, and obviously that was to speed up decomposition if it was done on purpose. We also do know that the police ended up removing all the doors and the locks from the doors so they could take a look at them, but they ended up concluding that there was no forced entry. There were literally hundreds of attempts done by experts in whatever field you have to be an expert in to lock yourself in a bag. And in all those hundreds of attempts, none of them were able to actually lock themselves in a bag like that with the padlock. There was testimony found by Williams's landlady who said that her and her husband had to free Williams from his bed after he had tied himself to the bed to see if he was able to escape, and he had promised them that he's never going to do that again, bother him again. To the objection of some parties related to this case, the coroner ended up rejecting suicide and pretty much said that there was no way that this activity could have been done by him in the manner that it was done, not leaving any fingerprints or biological evidence in or around the bag, including the bathtub. Now here's the twist. In September and October of 2015, Boris Karpenkov, who is a KGB agent, or a former, KGB agent that defected from Russia to Britain, had said that his sources in Russia had let him know that SVR, which is a Russian foreign intelligence service, was responsible for Williams's murder. According to Boris, Williams was eliminated because he knew of an agent inside the Britain's headquarters, the government headquarters, and he needed to be eliminated because he was going to tell Britain's headquarters that there was obviously a spying amongst them. Boris did conclude by saying that Williams was killed by an untraceable poison introduced in his ear. It's a little bit difficult, obviously, to find information, who to contact if you have more information about this case. So I'm going to leave, if I do find something, I will leave it in the description down below. If I happen not to find any information and you know who to reach out to, please let us know in the comments below.
Thanks, Kardia, for that interesting mystery. Alright, guys. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Hope you got some inspiration and enjoyment out of tonight's mystery. So, be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Once again, my name is Edgar, and you're watching Historical Conspiracy. Have a creepy day.